phones get this. So I like this idea a lot about audio sharing. There is also the private space setting. So if you go into settings, and you might find this in the security or in the privacy setting. So I don't know. I guess it depends on the phone. On Google Pixel, it might be in the security, and for me, it's in the privacy. On Sony Xperia 1 Mark V, this is in the privacy here, and it shows me, where is it? Private space. I like this window. It's very interesting. This changed here. So I use the fingerprint to verify it's me, and that's the information about the private space. You can have certain apps, and you can even have a separate Google account that is logged in to the private space. So it's when you don't use the private space, that Google account will be not used at all. But you can then you can install apps into your private space, like it's a separate phone in a way, actually. So create a Google account for your space. It stops syncing files and emails, so they don't appear outside. I guess you could use an existing Google account. You can set the lock from so other people can't go to that private space, and you can install apps in there. The apps in the private space will stop working when you lock the space, which makes sense. This is what you want to do. And it's not suitable for apps that need to run in the background to send critical notifications, and especially not for medical apps. If you have any really important applications that need to send notifications in the background, this is not for that. It's not about important apps like that. And yeah, you can learn more about it. I mean, private space seems to be an interesting option for banking apps. But if you get notifications from the banking apps, maybe there also it might not be a good. For example, a Notes app where you have notes with some information that is private. Maybe a Notes app inside that space sounds interesting, or a Google account with the email and everything that's in the private space. But at the same time, you have on your phone, you will have the fingerprint lock and the passcode lock. So most probably your phone is already locked if you're not using it, if it's not used. So I don't know how it works. I guess we will find out at some point. I guess it's just an extra layer of protection. So you have one Google account, and then there's another Google account with your private information that is only accessible in the private space. Yeah, that's maybe in a way. And the best thing about Sony Xperia 1 Mark V now, so let's go the display. You know the display is 4K on this phone, and the Xperia 1 Mark 6 is Full HD. So they decreased the resolution of the display because usually you wouldn't use 4K for the display. Maybe I can't even tell you the difference. But on Xperia 1 Mark 5 and probably the previous phones also, you go into settings and you see where is the display? Go into display, so you can have also the high refresh rate. I don't really use this. This was from before. It's not something new, but I guess the high refresh rate really makes it look better on the screen. It uses more battery, so it's up to you. This was already there, the high refresh rate setting. So it's always in 120 Hz. It doesn't do LTPO, that adjustable frame rate. It's always full speed. But what they added new now in Android 15, the setting for screen resolution, you have it there. So once you open this, you get the setting, you get the option to choose if your phone is running in high resolution or full resolution. Before this was not available. They didn't give you this option. Now they give it. So I don't know. It's going to use more battery, and they have a disclaimer. May cause some apps to restart. Okay, uses more battery. I think I will try to keep it 120 Hz and 4K full resolution just to see how it looks like. And the battery also, how the battery will resist, I guess. High resolution is 196 by 2560. Full resolution of this display is 1644 by 3840. So that's 3840 the width. So it's kind of 4K, but usually because it's of the aspect ratio, 4K will be 20 something, 2060 or something like this. So 4K-ish, kind of 4K. I don't know if this is really true 4K, but they always like to call something 4K when it's a little bit less. So the horizontal resolution is the correct 4K